All right, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Motor Nubs, and this is another Thunderbird video. So I know everybody loves it. No, nobody loves the Thunderbird, but I like it. So don't have a cooling fan on it. Let me flip this camera around. So it does not have any kind of cooling fan on it. So I went ahead and purchased one. This is one of the Maxon Performance. So nothing crazy. It's rated at I think it was 1100 CFM. It's a 16-inch, which seems like it should fit just about right on this radiator. It doesn't have a shroud or anything, so I may end up needing to get one of the shrouds. But for now, I just need some kind of cooling because I've been starting up this motor and running it a bunch, and I have no fan on it at all. Luckily, this radiator has a spot in it down on the bottom, so we have a temperature switch. It came with all the wiring to wire it up so the fan comes on with the temperature switch. I like that because if it's super cold out or super hot, it should be able to just regulate itself. Now I know whenever we try to make more horsepower and throw more heat at it, I don't think this is going to be enough. But until we get to that point, I think this should be enough for now. It looks like, yeah. So it's a 120 watt motor on here. I don't know if that's good or bad. Actually, let's see what's on my Integra. I know I spent a little bit of money on this one. Just curious. Oh, it's definitely bigger. Let's see, it's got a sticker on there. Can't really read it though. Oh no. Oh, there we go. Does that say 25 amp? I think it said 25 amp. If I'm doing some rough math, 10 amp at 12 volts is 120 watts, right? 20 amps at 12 volts is 240 watts. So if that's a 25 amp fan, that thing's spinning like over 2 times harder than this one. But that is also I believe that's a 12 inch. It's a really small fan. This is a 16 inch, so I don't know. I'm making myself regret buying this one now. Oh well. We're gonna put it on here, see if it works. If it can't end up keeping the car regulated, then we'll get something else. But for right now, I like the setup, especially being on the temperature switch. Yeah, let me pull up the diagram because got this little breaker. It's got a relay. Probably need to go ahead and mount it up first. All right, so I got it mounted up. It uses like these little rods you pull through there. They got a spring to hold tension, and you put like a little clip, and then they come with little pieces of foam. I guess not to hurt the radiator. I think that's how they go. I don't know, probably not. But yeah, I think we're good to go, ladies and gentlemen. Now I just got to figure out the wiring. Of course, it didn't come with any diagram, but I think we can figure it out. Let me just Google it real quick. See what the this relay does. All right, so scratch about everything I said about using the wiring kit. It didn't line up in my brain. I was like looking at the relay and looking at the little pinout. And then heck, I even looked at the fan. And I'm like, man, it's missing like connectors, and it comes with like a proprietary connector on the fan, and it didn't come with that. And then it just, they shoved a bunch of like little ring-in terminals on in the box, and there's only supposed to be 2 ring ends like that get bolted down, but they put like 6 of them in there. And then I go on to the reviews, and everybody's like, do not try to use the wiring kit. It's basically junk. A lot of people were complaining that the connector where the relay goes into, they're bridged out and it'll actually melt and short out. So I junked all that. I don't want to risk having any kind of issue like that. And right now I just wired it up to key on, and I put an inline fuse in it. So if something crazy happens, hopefully it'll pop the fuse. So that means anytime my key's on, unfortunately, my fan's going to be on. But it's only a 10 amp draw. So 12 volts, 120 watts, 10 amps. If I need to, I can put a switch in line with it, or I could wire it up with the temperature switch, assuming that the temperature switch that came with it is any good. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at now. Unfortunate, because I was really looking forward to doing it that way. But, you know, I guess we could always go back and do that later. Might be bad for the wintertime trying to get some heat if the key on, fan's on anytime the key's on, but shouldn't be a problem in the summertime. Actually, might need more cooling than that in the summertime. All right, so when I go in here and hit the key, let's see, let me just zoom in a little bit. Oh, yeah, there we go. We'll turn that off because I forgot I'm still leaking gas back there. But yeah, so key on, fan is on. Just ghettoed it up, zip tie, zip tie, zip tie. Went ahead and just got ground right there, and then there's the fuse. So my rat's nest of wiring. I don't know what all is going to happen there. I'll need to do something about this wiring because this alternator is getting changed out. I'm removing this bracket, removing power steering, and I'm going to do the Dirty Dingo alternator drop bracket, which should put the alternator somewhere right around here, just to, because right now the alternator is like the tallest thing on the engine bay. So that's not going to work good. Even if I got a cowl hood, I think the alternator would not clear. So get that bad boy drop down. Other than that, I think we are going to call this a successful night. My plan, and some people ask me like, hey, what's your plan on the car? I don't have a plan, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to kind of do a little bit as I go. Short-term goal, get everything buttoned up and tightened up enough to get back to the dyno and do a little bass pull, and then maybe throw a tune on it, just NA with some straight pipes. I don't know if I'll put exhaust on it. I got a Flowmaster actually. We could put that on it. But yeah, that's my short-term plan. I just want to drive the car, make sure everything's good, because I don't know. Next we'll be getting some tires, because these tires won't hold air. But I do like these wheels. If you look at them, they kind of fit the car pretty good. These are 2010 V6 Mustang wheels that came off my wife's car. But the factory springs in the back are a little high, so might put a little bit of heat on those just to drop them down. The front's already adjusted down pretty aggressively with the coilovers. Yeah. Man, words escape me. Sorry, guys. Oh, in the short term, though, I do have my new fuel line coming in, so I can't wait to get that in, because right now I can't really run the car without the fuel line because it's all dry rotted and busted in the back. So I'm basically going to replace that bad piece, and then I got to start replacing every other single piece along the way. So that's fun. It is E85 rated line, so whenever I want to drop some injectors in it and maybe go E85 later on, if we do boost, that is still possible. But for now, I don't think I need it. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you guys up anymore. If you're enjoying this stuff, let me know down below. But other than that, I'll see y'all on the next one. Adios.